So just so you guys know, if I have to, I try to circle back a little bit if we haven't got too far ahead. I was looking at people. I've been doing these at 5 p.m. for 5 years, so it's like people should figure it out. Yeah.
Hey, Nate,
Yeah.
did you send me anything
I didn't
last
send.
night?
I gotta go
What
back.
you,
I gotta confirm with you your, because I remember when we had that issue with your email or whatever like a year ago.
yeah.
So I want to make sure you're all current, so I can send you everything. That way I don't send you a bunch of stuff and then you don't get it. So yeah, let me get in touch with you in the morning, and we'll try to set something up. And then I can do a one-on-one with you as well, so I can kind of show you a lot of stuff with the GPT and all that.
Okay. No, because I
So,
was looking at and I've been checking my email and I went back on Facebook.
no, I didn't send you anything today because, like I said, I went into this trying to change it, and then I had to go to an appointment today.
Okay. No, I
Um,
just I just want to make sure that I did.
no, I didn't send anything, but I will. I have a bunch of stuff I want to send you. I just want to make sure you're gonna get it. Hey, Curtis, who's is that yours? I know you just put your SKUs in. Cool. All right, guys. So what we're doing is I was gonna show tonight a build from my operator perspective. That's what I kind of advertised, but I'm still gonna show a little bit of the HomeWise. What ended up happening is that HomeWise and OpenAI don't have an API, and an API means it's in the apps. So if you guys go up here more, you see apps. If you go to apps, you can actually connect Gmail. There's a process. You want to have a Gmail account. Everybody wants to have a free Gmail account, even if it's not your normal server. This is specific, so you can route your agents, can send all of your distress intelligence, all your leads can go to that as like a catch-all, and then from there, it can go to Google Docs and go to Airtable. It can go to Go High Level. It can do all that. Go High Level is also API, so people can do that, but it's a paid service and it's not cheap. So this Gmail thing with us, so you have to go there, set up that Gmail account, come back, go to more, go to the apps, and basically connect to Gmail, and it'll walk you through it in like I don't know just a few minutes, and then you're connected to that, and then once you're there, then you guys can connect the agents, which you guys find in agent mode, and I can then help you through that process. So there is API there. There is not API with HomeWise, so we still have to do a few manual things. People are using HomeWise now. It's awesome, but I have to tweak it. So I'm going to tweak it a little bit this weekend. And matter of fact, Tanya's coming on right now, so she was kind of the guinea pig on starting this HomeWise thing. Hey Tanya, what's up? I was just explaining the HomeWise to everybody. So what I'm going to do this weekend is tweak it because it doesn't have API, and so you'll have to at first, probably for the first 30 days, do some manual work with HomeWise. And I was going to set up like I said, my alternate laptop and show you guys as an operator. Instead, I'm going to do it all this weekend, and next Thursday night I'll actually have that laptop and I'll show you the completed, because by then it'll be populated, all the agents will be running, and I can just walk you through the process. You can pretty much just copy and paste at that point, and you'll have everything working. So, like I said, it's just trying to tweak it. So, what I did today, and it's probably no surprise to Curtis or Tanya, because and Doris, you probably realize this by now. I built a 7th GPT today. I'm going to show you guys that one. So, we did a little bit of a change up today from what I was going to do. But let me go and show you guys in the GPTs first on Core, and then I'll show you the new GPT. What I'm going to do tomorrow, or actually over the weekend, is I'm going to make the 7 guides, and I'll put them all together in one package so you can download them from Facebook groups. It'll be one. There'll be a small guide for each of the GPTs. It'll have the Bitly link, the current one for all 7 of them. It'll have a guide to what that one is for and how to use it. And then everybody can actually just go ahead and, just like mine, you've got operator, exchange, engage, campaign, capital, passport, core, and now rehab scope engine. So when you go, and this is like Nick and Doris, especially for you because you guys are newer to this, is that this is the RCIC core. So when you get the Bitly, this is what you look at. You want to make sure, I recommend GPT 5.4. That is, and it has my name on it. You can go to start here. You can create or update my buy box. You can change RCIC modes to any of the modes. There's learning. If you're new to this, go to modes. Ask for learning mode. Anytime you're done in a mode, say return to default. It'll take you back to the start screen. So you can go in and go learning mode. If you go to learning mode, put in what you do, what your questions. It will teach you anything in real estate, any investing, the asset class, or any strategy. It'll teach you the basic, or you can ask for even the MIT version, very sophisticated. If you want to learn that level. So anything you can go in there and learn. You don't need. I probably copy and pasted or put in over 300 gurus programs, their funnels, reviewed and reverse engineered them. So like every strategy you guys see out there, somebody's trying to sell, I put them in here. So it's going through all of them to basically learning mode is just incredible. So what I want to show you guys is this is the new conversation starter. Most of you guys know who've been around a couple weeks know there was 3, now there's 4. So this is a market launch setup. So it's basically a practical way to stand up the Distress the Deal playbook. That playbook is actually in both of the Facebook groups. You can just download it. It'll guide you through here. So I'm really just showing you where this is because I'm gonna show you the rehab scope engine more in depth tonight. And like I said, we're probably not going to go an hour tonight, just because I said everybody's kind of had a lot of Zooms. We had a lot of 2-hour Zooms, and I'm going to be putting in about 30 hours this weekend for you guys, putting all this other stuff together for you. But this will actually go through what you guys want to do with this. Is you want to pick one market to start with. I recommend no more than 5 markets at least in the first 30 days. So that way it populates and it starts churning, meaning you basically start spinning up all the different counties and zip codes. You want to put them in one county and zip codes, and then you want to add another county and another set of zip codes, and then get up to like 5 in the first 30 days so you can add it. So you define your working area by county and zip codes. You'll get in there and you'll do your basic buy box, just like you set up your onboarding buy box. Asset type, what your strategy is, the price range, condition tolerance. What do you like? You like light rehab all the way up to scrape. Equity requirement. What kind of timeline are you looking for? Capital position. RCIC's rule is blunt and useful. If you cannot describe the buy box in 60 seconds, it's still a wish list. So you put that in there. If you can't describe your buy box in 60 seconds, then work on that. And that's why I'm telling you this. It's not like a rule where anything happens to you in the group. It's just it makes sense. If you can't describe what you can do in 60 seconds, develop an elevator pitch. Actually, you can ask AI, you can ask RCIC for that in learning mode. Ask it to help you with an elevator pitch for your buy box. After you've already put your buy box in, it'll help you. It'll create a 60-second and copy and paste it. Paste it in your Facebook page or wherever you got where you can remember it. You want to build your first 3 source distress map. So start with, you might look at pre-foreclosures or probates, code violations or tax delinquencies. Pre-foreclosures are pretty much the lower hanging fruit. They're easier, you can get a lot of access to it. There were 38,424 foreclosure filings in the month of February nationally. So if they're in a non-judicial state where there's a public trustee or it's a lot simpler process. We can still work with list pendants in judicial jurisdictions. Just let me know, and I'll do a market guide for you that'll actually guide you through it. So you just tell me what counties and zip codes you're looking at, what you're looking to do, pre-foreclosures, if you're looking at probate or whatever. I'll make that market guide for you. So you want to use the list logic before you send any outreach. Before prioritize your stacked signals over single source lists. And then, like I said, you got your and you can look this up and go through this line by line, which you should do anyway, so you learn it. This is the fast track because everybody's been on. I've been telling everybody it's like 30 days to go predictive. You are teaching this to be the way you want it to run. Eventually, it'll think like you. It'll think faster than you. It'll have a lot more information than you. But this is kind of like a fast track, this 4th conversation starter. So this will help you guys get started faster. Run your qualification. You confirm your county, your zip code, your buy box fit, estimate the equity. You can find out what the equity is. Check the ownership duration. You advise the EVS, and there's an explanation of EVS, and I'll ask it for it. Stand up a simple skip trace protocol. Which and we have the Skiptrace war room prompt. Anybody can go to the Facebook groups in files, look for the one that says skip. It actually says Skiptrace war room prompt. Download that. That thing is amazing, and there's a Skiptrace playbook right next to it in that list, so you can download that as well, and it'll guide you through skip tracing. Pretty cool. You get into confidence scoring, and you can set your compliance rules. Scrub your federal state do not call list. A maximum of 6 attempts in 14 days and kind of take a break. Log all your attempts. You can make a log with Google Docs in RCIC. You can tell if that's what you want it to do. It'll help you do it. Anything in RCIC that you see, it will help you do. You just got to ask it. You may have to tweak it a little bit when you're first starting out, but eventually it's gonna do a pretty good job in that for you. Suppress your opt-outs immediately, and then you're going to create one visible pipeline. You got lead intake, data cleaned, buy box confirmed, EVS assigned, skip traced, confidence scored, all that. You got outreach archive, conversation, warm lead, offer path, contract opportunity. Lead should never live in miscellaneous. And then you track your key performance indicators, which is cool. So like I said, go through this on your own time. Spend about 10 minutes reviewing this. It's pretty cool. You get a structured example. You'll have a market setup sheet. You get in your launch sources. You get 3 of them. Recommended first source stack, your starter stack, whatever you're looking at. If you're looking at probate and pre-foreclosure, probate slower, often less retail ready, pre-foreclosure, strong urgency, higher competition and sensitivity. Then you get into your lead scoring model. Let me ask it real quick. Define EVS, since you guys see it, and I want to make sure I explain this to you. So EVS in the RCIC system means estimated value score. It uses a 1 to 5 priority scale to decide which leads deserve attention first. It's a triage score used during qualification before skip tracing and outreach. And our 6 rule is that only EVS 3 plus should routinely proceed to tracing. So, and this is all going to do it for you. So once it's automated, once you've got it predictive, within about 30 days, it's going to start doing this. Because a lot of people are like, is that extra steps? No, at first, maybe in the first 7 days, in the 7-day fast, if you go through there, you're going to get all this to trigger automatically. It's going to help you determine, basically it's going to break your pie box down, the deal analysis, max allowable offer, all that stuff is going to be broken down, and it's going to separate what's going to work for you, a good deal for you, from the crap. And there's actually stuff in the middle that we'll talk about with RCIC Exchange, which you guys will see here, Exchange OS. I'll explain that one. That's going to be one that I'm going to be working on probably towards mid-end of April. The rest of it, you guys have core. You guys want core. You already have, that's the main one. Engage, Rehab Scope Engine, and Capital Passport are pretty much the 4. If you're doing long-term capital raising, things like that, or you're building, or you're working with other people, you can use Campaign OS. Operator OS is if you start wanting to run numbers, you want to start doing audit trails. Maybe you're a passive investor, you want to use that to start looking at people that you've invested with. It'll actually help you break down, who you've invested passive money in, so you're not with somebody like, I don't know, Kevin's on now, so we could name a few people that we've known in the past that you definitely want to run audits on if you're a passive investor. So you get the structured examples. It's going to talk about EV5, EVS4, and EVS3. If it's under EVS3, if it's a 2 or 1, just, it's like a stoplight. That's pretty much that's a yellow. That's a red. 3 is probably yellow. 4 and 5 is green. 4 is probably flashing green, or it's got the green arrow before you can go. That's how it's working. At EVS5, man, that's a deal. That's going to be a great deal for you. Anything that comes back as EVS5. So it's not the same thing as solar motivation. So just remember that. It sits inside the qualification layer and helps answer, is this lead worth spending tracing and outreach resources on right now? So you don't have to skip trace. What's that one? PropWire has that subscription, $119 a month, right? You can do 10,000 records a month. Who needs to do 10,000 records? Seriously, it's like when you get down to, you can skip trace 50, and you probably get down to the 5 to 10 that you're actually going to pursue. That's a lot better odds and a lot better system that's going to help you with that. So that's kind of what EVS is. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to do return to default. You guys can, like I said, you guys can kind of go through these things on your own, because that's the best way to learn. And just start applying it. Return to defeat. Return to default. Okay, so now we're back in default mode. So I'm going to switch real quick to learning mode. And then, so just remember that switch to learning mode and always at the end of things switch back. Can you educate a new operator on how to spend their first 7 days as an RCIC operator with best practices. So like Nick and I know Doris, you're kind of returning, even though you've been around for 4 years with the group, but we'll get you the 7-day list as well. I think I did send it to you, Nick, but I'll get the 7-day list. So it basically talks about, working a working operating loop, not chasing volume. So you're going to go in intelligence, qualification, outreach, offer, contract, close, review, repeat. So like I said, you're going to go through just that conversation starter, where you can go there, or you can come here and ask for the same thing. Pick one county or type submarket. Define a narrow buy box before pulling the list. Build 3 distress sources, but secure at least one real data set in 1 week. Normalize, meaning you're going to be putting all the data. It's going to kind of, normalize is when you're actually making sure the data is correct and right in RCIC. Only push EVS 3 plus into Skiptracing. Use a visible pipeline with scheduled next stops. Track conversations and warm leads, not just activity count. So on a structured example, on day 1, and this is actually in that guide, it's in the files tab. Day 1, you can learn the RCIC operating route. It gives you all the commands. You can always ask for this, guys. Anytime you get stuck in it, go ask for it. And it's going to come back and give you all these over again. These have been the same forever, so you can get list rank, you can get war room, you can skip trace, acquisition script, deal review, pipeline. So you can always just ask it. Hey, this is what I'm doing. I need the commands. It's always going to be there, you guys. You never have to. You don't have to hit me up at like 2 in the morning when you're up late. Hit me up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I just tell you, because some people have actually called me like really early, and sometimes it's nobody with RCIC, but other things. I'm just joking, by the way. You guys can call me anytime. Define your market.
It's really fun when we do it at 3 o'clock in the morning too.
Yeah, day 3. Day 4 has that. Day 5, he gets a 6. Like I said, you guys will learn better on reading this on your own time, but there is a 7-day plan, and you guys can see that. So save this as a PDF, and then I'm going to show you this new GPT. And we're actually, like I said, we're not going to go probably more than another 20 minutes or so. I just want to give everybody a little bit of a break, spend some time with your family, spend some time working on your business, spend some time in your RCIC. That way you can learn things. You can start doing what I'm doing now, go into learning mode, go through some of the features, go through resident mode, learning mode, look at wholesaling mode, look at lender mode, look at rehab mode, and then you guys will get a lot of good information as you build your business.
Yeah, that 7-day operator guide,
Yeah,
that's really kind of the sweet spot, because if you can get it where you got it set up and it can run for you for 7 days, you'll have an idea what's going on, and then you can make adjustments. To the one that was in there earlier about doing that, if you're looking at a volume, you just need to figure out how many deals you want to do, and then ask GPT, to accommodate you as far as having that many counties set up, okay, or zip codes, depending upon what kind of an area you're in. All that was basically part of your setup when you go to take care of all these different prompts. So
yeah.
once you have all that done, you push go. It does whatever you tell it to do, and it'll do exactly what you want. If you want it to hold at 5 deals and no more than 5 deals, it'll stop after it finds 5 deals for you. Okay, so it just depends on what you want to accomplish.
So I'll send us a PDF. I'll get that to everybody after this. So read this document that I send you guys, because that's explaining everything right here for you. I'm trying to figure out Jesse's. I thought Jesse was still out, Kevin. He just texted me. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get him in. Sending it now. Give me 1 second if you guys just real quick. So I'm going to show you guys. So this 7-day plan real quick, but I'm actually going to go over now. I'm going to show you guys the new GPT after we're done with this. So this is, I'm going to send this out to you guys, and then it doesn't make some standalones, but I'm going to go ahead and send you guys that tonight, and then I'm going to bring up this new GPT that and like I said, try not to build one. There's a couple others that I have in mind, but I'm trying to make sure that you guys have all the, that I don't keep building stuff, because then I got to explain, it's pretty cool, but sometimes just got to figure out. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get it to something to Jesse. Give me 1 second. See if I can get into that. Okay, so this is the rehab scope engine. So, like I was just explaining to you guys, I have to tweak the HomeWise, but some people it's working good, some people it's not. So I've got to tweak it a little bit because there's no API. So this is your RCIC rehab scope engine. It is another GPT. Turns property photos and operator notes into a conservative rehab scope and scope of work draft for underwriting, budgeting, contractor alignment, and operator consistency across the RCIC. So you got a cool thing is you can review these property photos and you can walk through the property, use it virtually. So if you're able to test it. Here's the thing: when you guys are using this and learning it, just find any random wholesaler that's posting some pictures and some information, or go to Zillow and Redfin. I know we don't like them, we don't use them a lot, but you go ahead and just start saving some pictures, save 2 or 3 houses in your area that are in in those counties that we just talked about. And then run them as test properties. You can put these in there, so you can review these property photos and walkthrough notes, build a conservative rehab scope and scope of work draft. Also in the knowledge and the PDFs that I've shown you guys in the past, I've loaded up our scope of work analyzer. It's got just tons of spaces. It's got everything from permit to staging, every room, everything, exterior, interior, so, and it goes out to about 8 draws. I put that in there. I put about 3 more different rehab analyzers in there. I put 3 different versions of contractor contracts in there. You can also have lien releases are in there, and you also got doing change order forms. So you can go in there and you can build all your rehab and your scope of work, and you can use photos. And then along with HomeWise, another one we're talking about is Company Cam. You guys can start using Company Cam. You'll probably never need more than the free version, but you can set it up on your phone. And if you go take pictures of a job site or a property, you can you can actually name it. This is 123 Main Street. Build that file, put up the pictures in there, put video in there, take a couple 100 pictures. Then you can actually save them and you can send them to RCIC, because you guys can use RCIC on your phone, ChatGPT on the phone. So you could be out there on the job site, use Company Cam, and then use it to basically put all the information straight into RCIC. So this will basically build you a scope. So we don't have any actual property photos or walkthrough yet. I'm just kind of showing you guys this. So like I said, it's the RCIC, basically much the rehab scope engine, and it's pretty sweet. So you got to enter the information into it. So condition class, it'll go through that. You have, obviously we haven't put any property photos in, no walkthrough notes available, no system visibility. So imagine we don't have any information going in there, so I'm just kind of showing you what this can do. Now you guys want to go in there, and even if you had some previous deals in the past, go grab all your documents to do with rehab, put them in here, and it starts training your system. So it'll give an actual interior condition. It'll help you with the roof age and condition. HVAC presence, agent operability, plumbing supply drain condition, electrical planning panel type, wiring condition, permit code issues, foundation condition and movement, window condition and count, kitchen and bath scope level, flooring replacement, exterior siding, occupancy, utility status. Gets pretty cool, guys. You can get in the whole thing, initial property inspection and trade walk. Verify full rehab scope before underwriting final budget. It'll get into all the costs. It's pretty cool. Like I said, this is a GPT. You don't need to add it to your other GPT. You can just get this one. I'll have the guide for it in the bit.ly tomorrow for you guys. And it's pretty cool. Then you make sure you just take a lot of pictures, because it can actually go in there and it can say, that looks like mold. That looks like a code violation. Then think about RCIC. If it says it's known code violation, why not then just right there on the spot ask it to connect you to the AHJ for the building department and confirm, see if there's any kind of permits and things like that. If you see something that's critical, you've got it right there on your phone when you're out there doing these walkthroughs and stuff. Now you can use RCIC, and you can use, it to find the local, the building department, and just run that information, and it's pretty cool that way. Let me see. I'm answering a couple of questions. Let me see. Tanya had a question. Okay. Yes. I'll respond to those questions in a minute, because it's like I want to get through this real quick. So yeah, Tanya, I got your message. I got yours, Curtis, as well. And so you guys get in there. You can go into all the roof. Look at it. You can go through the general conditions. You can go through HVAC. I mean, look at it's going to be cool. It's going to cover a lot of stuff: plumbing, electrical, foundation, structure. The interior, flooring, kitchen, bath, windows and doors, exterior, everything. Guys, I put like 20. The scope of work document I put out. Anybody wants it, I'll send it to you. Let me know tomorrow if you guys want. I'll send that over to you. I've got a sample contractor agreement. I got 3 or 4 things. I don't want to overwhelm it.
I want to also send in a schedule of draws and stuff like that too.
Yeah, that's part of that. It's that one that we've been using for, since 2018. So you guys see, this is all the information. When you plug all this in, guys, it's going to do your schedule, rehab costs, and everything. Then you use HomeWise. I'll have that all tweaked up, so you'll be able to use that in Core. But you guys will be able to go out and then use this, as the GPT. Let me see if Return to Defaults is working on this. Because like I said, I just built this to show you guys this Return to Default. Okay. Can you start?
Will HomeWise be an off-ramp from this rehab scope engine?
I don't know if you can off-ramp directly to it, but what it will do is, as you guys use all these, you guys can use these to train your own GPT, it'll train yours. So a lot of this stuff, because you guys will see that I often don't work on the GPTs when I'm showing you guys stuff, because mine's trained. So you can use what's in these GPTs to actually build up and train yours. So yeah, I mean, in a way, it's just, yeah. So here's the rehab scope engine. Like I said, you guys get into it's pretty
That's
sick.
where that customization we keep talking about comes into play, because basically that's what it's going to do, is learn how you're doing it, what you want to have done, and then all it does is rinse and repeat and get better at it. So, and it's all adjustable. It's not that hard to do. So, if you got changing market conditions or a whole bunch of other different stuff that comes in here, all you do is just put it back in there and adjust it, and it'll adjust everything that you need to have adjusted to suit whatever is going on. That's basically what it gets down to. It's that simple.
So it's going to take a second. I'm going to make a PDF for this. I'll send that too as well. Anybody that wants to do, like I said, you're training your GPTs. All the GPTs you train them to do yours. It'll train your system up. As the more and more you're using it, you won't have to actually use a lot of the GPTs. You can use just your normal prompt screen, and then within about 30 days. That's when we talk about being predictable. You don't actually have to go click on Capital Passport. If you've been using it, the memory will stay in your system. And then eventually, if you build your own GPT, you'll be able to use everything. Like I said, all 7 of the GPTs. There's some incredible stuff in there. So like I said, everybody has core. Make sure you have Engage. Make sure you have Capital Passport. And make sure you have this Rehab Scope Engine. The other 3 aren't as important unless you're doing bigger things, better things. Exchange is like reallocation is what we're calling it. It's kind of a fancy word for saying wholesale. But we're talking about reallocation within the group. So there'd be like a small fee for the person acquiring the property. Well, let's say somebody has
It'll also work for group syndication too. So
Yeah.
we got 2 different, and I think we've got in the plan, we've got 2 different versions of that, and that's what basically he's talking about. So you could either syndicate or you could just take whatever you got and throw it out there for anybody in the group to pick up if you wanted to do that.
So these 2 that are on my screen, the 2 PDFs, those are my deliverables to tomorrow. 7-day operator guide and the Rehab Scope Engine start screen. It'll go through all this stuff on these messages because these don't actually stay a lot of times when I'm asking questions in the GPTs. So I'll make sure I save as a PDF so I can get them to you guys. You can see what we talked about. That way I don't have to go back and try to remember it. So that's kind of cool on there. It's pretty cool. Like I said, you guys will be able to use all of this. So that I did make that playbook this morning or yesterday. That's on there for using Gmail and HomeWise. Use the Gmail. Get your Gmail set up already. That's in that guide. It's actually really well organized. It spent 20 minutes making that document for me this morning. And you guys know you've seen it enough now times it talks to itself. It spent 20 minutes making that document. Just try to work on the HomeWise because it guides you through it. And then, like I said, what we're doing is like a few other people, we're going to tweak it. This weekend I'll have it fully tweaked, but try to work that HomeWise into your system as well. You add HomeWise. So you want to add a separate project. So over here, I just want to go to new project, and I would just put in, HomeWise or something. I'm not going to do it now. I'll show you guys next week when I do it on my other laptop, the one I was going to use tonight, because I want to show you guys fully proper. I'm going to have all 7 of the GPTs in there, and I will actually get to show you how I would set those up, because obviously this is a little bit interesting. So you get into also into the troubleshooting. We'll talk about that a little bit. So Tanya, this is what I was working on for you this morning, and that's what this GPT came out of. Was basically just like, I need to get this out to you guys now while I tweak HomeWise. So HomeWise, like I said, it just does not have. Actually, let me show you guys that real quick. Let me pull up more. You guys go to apps, and then next week we're going to go back to agents to show you guys more on agents. Again, so everybody wants to look at Airtable. It's you only probably need the free version. If you need help, it'll actually make a guide for you. There's some good videos. Curtis, how you doing on Airtable? I know you were starting to use it or build it. So you guys can go through and you can let me pull up productivity. We probably don't need lifestyle ones. So you guys get into that.
Airtable at the speed of mud, but I'm still going forward.
Cool. Yeah. Let me know how it goes because I'm starting to work on mine again. So this has Adobe Acrobat, obviously. It's got Agentforce, Airtable, like I mentioned, Adobe Photoshop. So if you have these apps already, you can connect to them through the GPT, which also will help, and that connects it basically will set up and make all your flow. You're not going to need all the ones. You can actually, if you choose what's going to work for you, you're making your own decision. I'll recommend what I recommend, what I'm doing, but what I'm doing may not actually work for you. What you do want to do is make sure you have Dropbox. Use it because there's a free version. Very few people will ever need the paid version. Look at Airtable. We can get you guidance on building it. There's a free version. Obviously, we talked about Gmail. So when you click on Gmail here, it's basically going to go through and see where it's loading. So if I move this box, so if I go here and I push connect, you already need to have the Gmail set up. So you got your login and you got your password. Press connect. It'll walk you through in a few minutes. It'll connect your GPT. This is what I'm going to tell you. Is that when we set up agents now, you can have those agents send your distress data and all that directly to your, basically to your system. So all your foreclosure leads. Then use Gmail. You could use Google or you could use Airtable, and you can actually use that as a CRM. It's pretty sweet. So without getting too much into the weeds on this, let me go back to apps real quick. You guys also know, and I know nobody uses it probably in the group, but they're moving deep research to, they have a thing called API, and they also have an academic one. They have different models. You guys probably saw that when you signed up with OpenAI. They're changing a few things, as they always do. Man, they're already working on 5.5 and 5.6. So you got Canva if you guys like to edit, but you can do a lot of this stuff now. You can do a lot of this stuff in RCIC. But like I said, you get a Dropbox. The only ones you want to look at is besides Gmail, they do have GoDaddy if you're running any of your websites or anything through GoDaddy. Google Calendar, Google Contacts, Google Drive. The other one that's good is obviously just Go at a high level. They just have it as high level. I know a lot of people like that in real estate. A lot of people like it. HubSpot's good. You guys get into it. They got Credit Karma. They got MailChimp if you like. If you're doing any kind of email stuff, it's awesome. I like it. QuickBooks, if you need it for managing your business. They also have TurboTax, obviously very popular now. JotForm, if you want to get some forms out there, you can connect that if you've already got that. LegalZoom is awesome. That just came down, LegalZoom, so you can do a lot of stuff with LegalZoom. You guys see those ads. There's Manus. So I don't know, Curtis, have you looked at Manus? Because I know you said that it was trying to push you that way. Because I'm gonna look at Manus and the Claude this weekend, just while I get a chance. And then there's Monday, which is great. A lot of people like Monday. I don't have it. I use Namecheap for all my web stuff. I've been with them since 2017. All of our emails and stuff goes through them. Netlify. I use Netlify for. I do have a little bit of a website. It just has the links on it. It doesn't have any information on it, but it's free. Netlify doesn't charge me. They have a paid version, and I use the free version because I just have to put the links out there. It's kind of tied to the Patreon. Network solutions, obviously like web stuff. There's Norton. Notion is also something you guys will see pop up once in a while. If you guys go to Notion, it'll walk you through it. What you guys need on Notion. That's kind of cool. We'll go back to the apps again real quick. I'm going to finish up. I'm not going to click on any of this time, just to kind of show you guys how to do that. Outlook calendars in here. There's PayPal, Outlook email. Like I said, they've got Notion MCP servers. Guys, you'll start seeing MCP when you start looking at OpenClaw and all that stuff. PitchBook. Anybody that's looking to do any pitches, it's pretty cool. It helps you. You guys look at SharePoint is good, but they got Slack. So they like Slack. A lot of people like Slack. It's there. You guys can work with Teams if you like that. We've looked at other options for these Zooms and stuff. Wix. Obviously, they just added Wix, so it's kind of cool. I know a lot of people like that. Zoho. And obviously, there's Zoom. I'm trying to connect to Zoom. So it kind of gives you a lot of their Stripe for like payments. So guys, there's a lot of stuff in there that you can do for your business productivity if you already have those apps or things like that. Lifestyle. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but you guys, there's Carfax, Car Gurus. Keep in mind, I have my own version, and you guys have access to it. AI for Real Life has their own Carfax. You're going to see many of these things in here. Carfax, Angie, we have our own versions of it in that AI, and I talk about that on Monday nights. So you guys want to join us on Monday nights. It's nothing to do real estate, and I can get all that to you. Hyatt, they got Instacart, all that kind of cool stuff. Open Table, Peloton, Popeyes. Who doesn't need Popeye's chicken connected to their GPT? Malwarebytes. They also got there's a realestate.com.australia, so that would come in handy for Helena. Redfin. You guys want to use Redfin? Connect to Redfin. If you got an account, so you can start. You can put a lot of information in there. Don't use it, but use it to study what you don't do. Thumbtack. You guys got Tour Radar, TripAdvisor, Turo. If you guys like car rentals, Uber Eats, all that stuff. So it's kind of cool. So getting back to the Rehab Scope engine, let me show you one more of the. Let's see. So on this next item, there's 4. But don't forget in the prompt bar, you can ask it to do anything as far as Rehab and Scope of work. It's just a little longer. So this is the uploaded packet. This is. Basically, this one in here, I'll show when it populates. I'll read it verbatim. So this one's kind of cool. It's looking at the files and directories that I uploaded to it. It's looking at all the spreadsheets that I've uploaded to it. all the guides, everything, the contractor agreements, all that stuff. It goes through them, so it takes about a minute to populate. And then I'll read it. And this will probably be the last thing we'll do tonight. We'll try to keep this short. Everyone's got family or everyone's works on their business. So they can't build anything because we're not putting information in. But generally, just like the other one I showed you guys, it can't build this property-specific rehab scope from the current upload set because there's no actual property packet, photo set, walkthrough note set, or property fact sheet. So this is the RCIC instruction document and a mostly blank draw template. So we did put the draw template in there for scope of work and the draw schedules, like Kevin asked earlier. So it'll kind of, you do a property summary, major unknowns, then you get a scope, the general conditions, just like before. It's just like the other one that you get in there. You guys, it's going to build all this. You guys can put all the, and I'll probably run some properties and enter some stuff over the next 4 or 5 days. So next Thursday and next Wednesday, I can show you guys what a couple of these look like once you put them in there. If anybody wants to run your deals, you got anything going on, you rehab and scope of work, this is a good time to get with me on a one-on-one because we'll put them in the system and we'll train it on with you guys. Plumbing, electrical, there's structure, everything, kitchen. And I've got one that I'm going to upload tomorrow that actually deals with a lot of the weird stuff. Like, hey, did you check the smoke detectors, make sure there's batteries in there for your showings? You know, did you do this? Did you put numbers on the mailbox? Things like that. It actually asks for a lot of stuff that people don't ever think about. It's like a checklist. I don't know who gave it to me, but it's cool. It goes through a lot of little stuff that you would never think about. Do you have an alarm system? Like, I talk to people all the time. Like, when you're doing rehab and scope of work, your property's at risk from vandalism and theft. So why not put like ADT or even Simply Safe in there? ADT, that's awesome because what you can also sign up is you can sign up and pay in advance, and you can transfer it one time to a new homeowner. So if you're flipping, how valuable it would be, how much could it add value if you were able to tell the buyer that you were able to actually provide them like 2 years of ADT with monitoring. You've got the door covered, you got a couple of windows covered, major windows that they could enter through. You've got you've got a motion detector, you've got the garage door, and you got the app. You can do different things. It can also connect to your CO2 and your fire alarm. A gentleman has joined our group, my friend Jerry, and Jerry's on board now, and he's in Houston. But Jerry was previously in Denver, and he was one of the managers for ADT. So Jerry's going to talk. He's going to come on in a couple of weeks. He's doing wholesaling in Houston. He just started wholesaling, and he's going to come on in a couple of weeks and do a run through on home security and stuff, and some different options and stuff. And how he doesn't work for them anymore, but he has he had enough background that he can kind of guide you through, how to set up like security and how you can transfer it to your buyer. So it gets on all the systems. Like I said, it's going to ask for all this seller dispo notes, front exterior photos. You guys can put a lot of photos in here and test it. It'll tell you, hey, it looks like there's a code violation. There's no GFCI. There's this. If you guys have any reports from home inspectors from previous deals, previous transactions, enter them just through the Ask Anything in your prompt bar. And while you're in the Rehab Scope engine, go in there and then train it on there. The more information you can give it now, the better. You get utility status, inspection reports, any contract bid or prior scope. It'll have all the questions for you, all the underwriting notes. Pretty thorough. And like I said, then we also have Capital Passport. So I'll make sure over the weekend you guys get all 7. I put the guides, even if you already have it. And if I ever put a new Bitly link, like if RCIC Core, I have a new Bitly link. It's a new link, but you don't lose anything. As a matter of fact, it just updates the one you have. So you never have to worry about losing it. I'm working on stuff all the time, as you guys know by now. Capital Passport is one you're going to need. And then you guys have Engage. And I got to put the RCIC in front of it. It's an AI marketing strategist for real estate operators. So right now it's saying 5.2. I got to change it to 5.4. But it'll actually create a deal flow marketing plan. So after this, we'll go ahead and I'll show you guys how I generate the YouTube stuff, and then we'll end tonight early. So your targeting motivated seller is not an agent. So it's going to walk through. It's going to diagnose it. It's going to help you with your positioning foundation, 2 to 3 core channels for marketing, offer alignment, and 90-day execution. It's going to diagnose it. It's going to give you a strategic fix. There's your deal flow marketing plan. It's cool. Like I said, man, it's going to help you with all your marketing. Guys, it gives you all this stuff. It's like having your own AI marketing and ad agency. It's like having Madison Avenue. And campaign actually takes it up to another notch. It's like if you're doing larger campaigns, or if you're working for somebody, if you're setting up an agency to help other people use campaign, it helps you run a campaign for people. Operator OS. I'll bring up this one real quick. And then the other two I won't, because I mean, like I said, there's a lot of information I'm giving you guys tonight. So Operator OS, you can do weekly operator mode. You can build a full seller lead campaign, expand your campaign. You can audit your funnel. It's pretty cool. You can audit my funnel. Leads are coming in, but they're not converting to contracts. You guys see this stuff all the time in the Facebook groups. Now you guys have the intelligence to solve all these little issues that you see everybody else struggle with. You won't. So this is under RCIC discipline. A funnel audit starts with structured intake and staged conversion analysis, then breakpoint identification, then corrective actions with owners and deadlines. So it supports that approach. It's pretty cool that way. Like I said, there's just so many things you guys can plug into, but Learn Core, Capital Passport, Engage, and Rehab Scope Engine, you guys will be good. Matter of fact, real quick, you guys want to see me, I'm going to change that. Show you how easy it is to update. This is one of the coolest things to update. So I'm going to go into it. I'm going to move the prompt bar. Kevin, you know, after all the Zims we did, I finally learned that I can move the prompt bar, the Zim bar. I flipped out the first time it moved. I thought I did something wrong. I was like, and then I realized, hey, I can actually move that. That thing's been annoying me for years. So I'm going to go to Engage, and I'm going to put RCIC in front of it. And now I'm just going to push update. And you guys will see, I pull move the box again, you guys see where it says, anyone with a link? So you guys, that's what you do, and then you get to copy the link, and you can view the GPT that comes up. Share. You guys see anyone with a link, you can change it like GPT store. So you guys see GPT score. You can put stuff in the GPT, but they don't monetize it yet. There's a process, and you have to meet some requirements. So these ones, like, you know, so we use anyone with a link. I'm just giving you guys some information on how these are set up. But that's how easy it is to do that. So I just updated that. Let's see if it's already made the update. RCIC Engage right there. So you guys can do a copy audit and rewrite. You can craft your unique marketing position. You can write high converting copy. You can do all that with Engage. Core, Engage, Rehab Scope Engine, Capital Passport OS. Those are the 4. The other 3, like I said, you probably won't need as well. I'll just show real quick Exchange. Build or update my Exchange buy box. Submit a deal that missed my buy box. So if something's a good deal for someone but not you, you can submit a deal. We're working on this because you guys see a council. We're going to put together a council. It's like people that are you. It's not going to be made up of us. It's the council is going to be helping people, so we make sure that people aren't putting crap in properties in. Everything has to be a good deal. It has to go through, you know, once people are, and there's a process for that. As I said, we're not going to put this together for a little while. It's available. If you guys want it, you know, I'll send it to you. You guys can play with it. But there's going to be some changes. It's still 5.2. That shows I haven't updated it in a while, a few weeks. Suggest best fit operators for this opportunity. So once everybody's in the system and using it, it can help select. You can go there and say, hey, I got 123 Main Street, doesn't work for me. Who would be the best fit operator? One of you. You know, maybe Curtis, you have a property, and maybe it goes to Nick. You know, he likes that property and all that. You guys can transfer within the system. It's pretty cool. I'm not going to go too much further into it because it's kind of going into the weeds. And I got those 4 updates earlier. I missed them, so those 4 updates that I got from GPT, I will actually I'll work those in the morning, and I'll show you guys what they are. And they give me substantial updates. I get 10 a week. Next week we'll work on agents, and I'll show you guys the finished results of putting HomeWise and putting GPT and all that in my system. And then we're pretty much really good. Yeah.
I think my Engage disappeared. I thought it would update, but it's gone.
I'll send the new link out.
Okay.
There's a I'll get you that link for everybody else. I'm going to make those
I
guides.
refreshed it a couple times just in case, but for some reason it just, whatever you did made it disappear.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I can send you guys a new link.
Just an FYI.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for letting me know, because I try not to mess with things too much. I just want to know it's for the OCD thing. Trying to make sure it's all the same. Let me go back to projects real quick. Thursday Zoom. All right, guys, this is pretty cool. You guys are gonna see something cool. And then we'll go ahead and we'll finish up for this week and tonight. Okay, I am processing the Zoom. And so remember on Zoom, guys, if we are on for an hour, it takes about 30 minutes afterwards to process it, where that video is available. I will upload to YouTube. Can you generate a title? It always asks for tags. A description with tags. And a thumbnail. Under 1.99 megabytes to meet YouTube. And it knows it's YouTube, YT, Instagram, IG, X, FB for Facebook, Reddit. It knows all that. And so it's going to generate this for me right now. Then when it's up there, I'll actually finish processing in the morning. Once it's live and I send it out to you guys, it'll be up on YouTube. But 1.99 megabytes. Normally, YouTube has a standard of 2.0. So I was asking for just a little bit under what it requires on these size requirements. That way I don't have any issues with what I'm posting. And it actually, here you go, it's making my visual, you guys, right there on the screen. It's already got my my character, my little character, which is actually me and not the reindeer or Jack Ledger. If you guys want to know who Jack is, we're still going to use him at some point. He's my version of the Allstate Mayhem guy, or Flo from whatever, Progressive, or Doug from Liberty Mutual. Kind of like it's kind of like my spokesperson, even though it's a fictional character. Skiptracing, because we did. And guys, remember, check the Facebook groups for the Skiptracing War Room prompt, because that prompt is awesome. There you guys go. We're going to go in depth on it, but I think a lot of people are using it. It's available. Text. Let's see. Title. Description. Tags. So there you guys go. That'll be in there tomorrow. And although it does the timestamps, I don't use them. I'll delete them after this, because, like you guys, we didn't go an hour and 5 minutes. So sometimes it's throwing things out there. In order to do this, I have to go through and listen and kind of put in what time I talked about things. So it's yes, and then we'll shut down for the night in about 2 minutes. Anybody got any questions? Curtis, for everybody, I'll give you guys all the Bitly link, the new one for Engage. I have to go to Bitly for that, and then like I said, I will get to you guys those deliverables tomorrow, those 2 PDFs, as well as over the weekend the 7 GPT guides. And I'm going to try to put them mix 7, and then I'm going to try to make one like a zip or something where they got all of that in there. So you have all 7 current Bitleys. I have to generate 2 more, and I can't do that until April 1st. So the ones I'm going to be shorter exchange, I think there's 2. Because I'm going to definitely do Rehab Scope Engine tomorrow morning. I have to generate that new. So I may, like I said, there'll be all 7 in there. They'll have a guide on what that GPT is, what it does, and how to use it. So you guys go. There you go. All right. So I'm gonna stop share. So I appreciate everybody's tonight. I think we just wanted to go a little bit less than an hour, just to give everybody kind of a break. Like I said, get into your RCIC and go through some of these areas. Go through learning mode. Make sure you check on your buy box. If you guys need anything, let me know. Hit me up, and I'll make sure you try not to overwhelm people. There's a lot of RCIC's file tabs is getting pretty populated, so I'm going to go in there and work from the bottom, kind of going up. Hey, wait, Jesse's coming on. Jesse's been kind of having some issues. So hey, Jesse, what's up, man?
Hello, how are you?
Good, what's going on?
Telling the doctors.
Are you feeling better?
Yeah, getting there. I started eating food again, but I'll probably be here another.
Oh yeah, you're in the hospital, right?
Yeah, been here like a month.
I know, man. You haven't talked. Yeah, sorry, but that's why Jesse's kind of late. He's been in the hospital this week. So yeah, dude. So I hope you feel better.
Thanks.
We're kind of wrapping up for the night, but I have a bunch of stuff to update you, and then you and Kevin and I can get on a one-on-one, and I'll get Paul on as well.
Okay.
That is, if you're feeling up to it.
Yeah, as soon as you're 100%, dude. Get there. I mean, it kind of looks like, yeah.
I mean, we could try Sunday, like you're talking about, Nate.
Yeah, if you're up to it, just let me know, because otherwise Kevin and I can handle, because I can bring him up to speed, and then you when you're up to it, no rush. Your health is more important.
Yeah, I'm just resting now, but come around.
Well, maybe this will de-stress you. Who knows?
Yeah. So I'm surprised you can get Wi-Fi in the hospital.
Yeah, I had to jump onto their Wi-Fi, and sometimes it doesn't let me go to like certain sites. Like I was looking at BB gun.
No, but it also sometimes, like in the ICU, they don't usually let people use Wi-Fi down there because it's got all that more sensitive equipment.
Oh, sure.
One of my mom was in the hospital. She was in ICU. I can get on the Wi-Fi, but 2 floors
Gotta
up.
go on airplane mode.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. It was good seeing you. I think we're going to wrap up tonight. Just so everybody knows, that's where Jesse's been the last couple, like almost a month?
Yeah, I was sicker than I thought. I didn't think I was that sick, and
Yeah, it was a gallbladder, wasn't it?
yeah, gallstone, and then they got the gallstone out, and then it turned into pancreatitis. So the pancreatitis was very bad and swollen, and I had all sorts of white blood cell counts